Podcast for the common folk. Oh yeah. So let's see what we got going on today. Happy Valentine's Day. We all know about that already. There's some good stuff. Valentine's Day ain't a bad day. I'm just waiting for the half-off pound bag of Reese's Pieces and Almond Joys to go on sale. Why? Because I am. Alright, let me know. I'm a big fan of chocolate too. Stuff, and I'd buy and stuff for that too. But if I'm gonna give someone chocolate, my whole goal is to give them enough that you can eat a couple of days. You know what I mean? Because what is one of those little boxes that like chocolate covered roses comes in? There's only like 4 strawberries dipped in chocolate in the shape of a rose, and sometimes they're not even completely dipped in chocolate. So what the hell are you buying those kind of strawberries for? Just get some regular strawberries, buy yourself a chocolate fountain, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Bitch. Alright, chocolate fountain. That's gonna last you a while too. Oh, they're expensive. Well, yeah, okay, they are expensive. But if you save up and you work and then you get yourself a chocolate fountain, that alone is worthy enough to go on the description of your dating profile. You ain't gotta talk about no else. Put your profile picture or something, so like say your beautiful face, and then you just put has chocolate fountain, can get fruit, marshmallows, and or bacon. Bacon dipped in chocolate fountain. It's just delicious. I needed to add that in there just in case none of y'all knew. Because if you sit there and you think about it, bacon dipped in chocolate is just one of the greatest things coming to me. I mean, we deep fried Twinkies and stick of butters. So was it really this long before we started putting chocolate over our bacon? Especially if it's nice and hot one. Although I recommend that if you do that, you're going to want to do that at home. Because the restaurants that got them chocolate fountains don't exactly enjoy you grabbing hunks of bacon and popping them in yet too. So, food for thought, literally. But chocolate fountains on their own are just amazing, and I can probably do a whole spiel on it, because you see them, they just look glorious too. Okay, they do. Somebody needs to go and take the Bellagio fountain show, and then just do it with chocolate and put that in some kind of like one of them rich joints. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, excuse me. Know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Alright. So we are going to go after the guy who was responsible for all this. No, I don't mean responsible for chocolate fountains, because I don't know who that is, and I could easily look that up and edit into this video, but I feel like I should do a whole nother piece on that, because if I'm going to do a piece on something like that, a subject that I'm that passionate about, I want to do a lot on it, okay? Now, yeah, I know we all go off on tangents and stuff, but if I'm going to do something about, chocolate fountains, then you're damn right I'm going to do it well, because chocolate fountains just one of the I don't even know how to explain it, the trinity of the luxury foods. And you don't even got to be that rich to enjoy that luxury food, which makes the trinity that more completing. And it's just good on so many different levels. So today is Valentine's Day. Go find that box shaped like a heart that's not really shaped like a heart, but you still say it's shaped like a heart to send to that lady that you want. Go give all them flower guys some business and, give them some money, and they give you some petals of a rose because you don't have a lot of money and the roses are really expensive. Then you go out there and you go and you do that, and you all have your fun to go to every restaurant that's going to be uber busy, as everybody's going to be forced to be romantic towards each other just because they feel they need to play up to the situation. Now, yes, that is one of those ideas that you got to do. Also, my whole part of that is if you want to do that, a lot of this is about finding happiness, because the guy that did this, Saint Valentine. Now, also, there's a lot of different little collections about where he was. He was recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. He was referred to as a martyr because he hooked up, all right? He played The Bachelor, all right, but like with grunts in the military and random women and stuff too. So it was kind of like a bachelor, but like a secret bachelor because he wasn't supposed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when you on cops or something, or you're getting inside of something on a reporter, and you just see like some bad guy gangster or something talking, and he's like blurred out, and you don't see nothing. Okay, this is basically kind of like that, except it's nothing like that because it's Romans, and it's there weren't too many reporters doing that, and the fact was he probably didn't have his face blurred out when TLC came to interview, which is probably why he got beheaded in the first place. So yeah, you gotta watch out, dude. TLC and Baskin Robbins, they know. Wendy's ain't no snitch, though. Wendy's will go right out on her and be like, oh, dude, why you hating on the beef, Claudius? Sounds like stupidest. Claudius stupidest. I'm sorry, it doesn't sound like that at all. I just think you're being an asshole. The soldiers are meant to fight. Yeah, but sometimes, bro, they need a little stress release other than ending some enemy of the state. So you just gotta be cool with that and stuff, too. I don't think I want to. You should. This guy does it. He marries it. They off him. And then all of a sudden, he starts getting revolts and low morale and losing more battles. He's like, what's going on? You cut off our supply to get the juice squeeze of the women? We cut off your supplies to make you a decent leader. Now, obviously, it can go either way. Back in the day, mostly it was usually men going, the men marching with war, and women, they were being married. Now, there may be more, but history right now only bothers to talk about the, dudes and women coming together. Not if there's double dudes, double women's, or some kind of weird Mormon cult type of shit thing, And there was. There's also not a lot of accounts because nobody bothered to write it down. Because that was back in the day, probably, when they're like, well, why would you bother just taking a picture? Why don't you just live in the moment? Why do you got to write everything down and talk about it? Why don't you just live in the moment? Oh, yeah. Okay, all right, let's live in the moment. And 200 years later going like, we do not know what a chocolate fountain is. There's no visual representation, and we have no idea what this is. We can only hope and assume by the grace of God himself that this chocolate fountain is exactly what I want it to be. All right? So, damn it. But we're going to have to do our best. All right? Now, flashback to reality. Little Eminem, little tribute out there to one of the goats. But it's... You don't want to do it because you want to live in the moment. But those, pictures and recordings help out for history later. Not that helps you now, too, because I'm more talking about being the one dumbass that holds this, like, iPad third generation, whatever the hell that means. The boomer generation of the iPad. I don't even know what that is. I don't pay attention. You're a man, you're a dude, you're born there, you're born here, you're born wherever. Nobody gives a shit. We all want to be individual, so why are we looping ourselves into these? That's because we all want to be individual, but we're all alike in the fact that we want to be individual, so in the end, we're all kind of ending up being the same. Unless you truly don't give a shit, and then that doesn't really cross your mind that often, and then you just move through. And there are all kinds of people doing that. There are 7 billion people in this world. If there's not at least one doing that, then we are in a goddamn matrix, because nothing runs that smoothly. Now, yes, you could say God creation does, but God creation seems more of an organic method in, piecing together what we know as the known universe. So I wouldn't say that would be really cut to teeth, or maybe it is, or maybe he just did it, but he sees it elsewhere. I don't know. I can't get into all of that. If it's really just a matrix and how many ones and zero combinations there are to get all this shit up and running, yeah, no, that's not something I do. That's not how I want to roll. But, I don't think so. I think there's other stuff going on outside life. Anywho, back to the main point. Them guys, Valenttines marrying people back in the day, okay, there weren't real phones or nothing. It might come as a surprise, and a lot of people are like, well, there had to be some kind of pictures. Yeah, I know. They actually didn't have that, okay? Or else we would be seeing a whole lot of those, took Stacy to the gladiator fights today, had such a hoot. And you got Stacy sitting there, and you got beards with the guys, and you got hot dogs, and you got beer, and you're gonna be like, all right, last call before the main event. So we got an undefeated guy we decided to bring back because nobody likes the new guy, and we want to hope that the undefeated old guy can do it. And we got a bunch of money, and if you're poor, there'll be some guys out there throwing a couple of stale loaf from breads from the Emperor's party the other night. Leftovers, so just stick around. But hey, if you want that beer and stuff, you should go get it now, because by the time you get there, the fight will be over, because everybody got to walk and shit was just stupid. Yeah, anyway, that's how I think it went down. Maybe not, though. Rome's kind of cool. Rome is pretty chill, yeah, but all I'm just saying is you never know. Do you think Rome's had that Italian culture while they would eat there? Just because, what do you think of that? Italy. What do you think of Italy? You think of the food and the cuisine. And I'm big into Italian food. I like them. All right? One of my all-time favorites, is Alfredo sauce. So you get a little bit of crispy chicken, get a little bit of Alfredo sauce, get these little noodles called tortellini. All right? Hey, and they're pretty good, too. I like tortellini. It's like cheese it's like an Italian dumpling in a sense, but not like Chinese food dumpling, more like an Italian dumpling in the version of a Southern dumpling in the USA. So if you kind of understand what I'm saying, think about it as more along the lines of, you get them, just like dough balls, okay, with nothing but either dough or potato inside them, and then you have, the outside noodle. And they're cooked either in white gravy or some other kind of stuff, which kind of makes some of the comparisons a little more better, because what Alfredo sauce is a white sauce in a sense. Now, I'm talking about white sauce in terms of Alfredo sauce, because I'm a big fan of the tortellini noodles and all that kind of stuff, and I'm a big fan of Italian food. And all this being said on Valentine. Yeah, well, Valentine was valiant on Valentine's Day. He did a lot of valiant things that brought people together, and he still lost his head for it. I guess him and Ned Stark can figure it out and trying to help the world out. And try to bachelorette that shit out of your own goodwill. And all of a sudden, some guy in power gets butthurt because he got a little dick and he wants to end it for everybody. Such bullshit, I tell you what. But it's so, you got all that. Oh, I'm a big into Alfredo sauce with all that. That's my favorite thing from the Olive Garden. Now, I can make some comparisons, and this is just because my mind goes to the gutter sometimes, and it's more of the whole body's got to go, because my mind doesn't do a lot of free walking or any free walking, because it's a brain. Which named itself Brain, which I think is a weird thing. And you're just like, oh, well, Brain's named around for centuries. True, but the first brain had to name itself Brain eventually. That's something on its own. God didn't call it Brain. He put shit on the bed. He's like, you got some shit in there. Figure out what you want to call it. All right. It's going to be a bitch. Hey, I'm going to go over here. Stay away from the apple tree. All right. I think I'm going to call it Brain. Ooh, Brain. That sounds nice. Nice. All that kind of shit. And, which I guess if you sit there and you think about that story too, is, they all went for the apple. Did a snake really have to go in to do that? Now, it probably happened, a lot of that stuff, and it's kind of shitty because the Garden of Eden sounds like a cool place to hang out and chill, play. But when some person walks up and you don't know too much or anything else before that, and they're just like, hey, enjoy it, stay the fuck away from that tree. First thing I'll be doing is walking up. Now, I ain't going to be cautious at first. Now, in the order of creation, when you're born, all you got to do is do that. You could turn it into the soldier life as like, oh, the tree is the enemy. Maybe lay a siege to it, build a little rock wall around it, throw dirt, shit, pellets at it sometimes if you're feeling ape-like. So I think there could have been a way to avoid all that too. But it does kind of seem to me, as I was talking about the other way, how curiosity kills your cat. And when you run out of 9 lives and you need to go find another cat, luckily there are a lot of cats in the world. So you got a lot of different times to try 9 things. I would assume that you don't have to go massacring cats in hopes of just having spontaneous knowledge. That's not how it works. But I'm just saying some things might require a sacrificial offering, and if a cat's got 9 of them, you might as well use up a couple of them now. Maybe only use up 6 or 8. But he's like, see, you owe me. I left you a couple of lives yet, all right? I had to kill another cat to find out how to figure out if the Trojan horse really was the inspiration for the Trojan condom company, because a buddy of mine the other day had some Trojan condoms. Now he's about to have a kid, and he doesn't know if it was more of that or if he's just an idiot, because he's pretty drunk, too. Not that that matters or has anything to do with Valentine's Day, other than the fact that I bet you a lot of guys, excluding Saint Valentine himself, probably had wished that condoms had been more of a well-used thing, because that's probably in the end how he got caught. You see a soldier and a girl hanging out every now and then. Class be like, all right, hey, stay away from her though, dude. That's the demons. And the guy's like, all right, and they leave. And he turns around like, hey, I just said all right to him. By the way, I'm coming by your house later. Is it cool? Sneak in through the back second window on the other side of the alleyway. Yeah, we good. All right, cool. Thank you. Then so we all do that kind of stuff, and then we sneak in and out, in and out, in and out. Then all of a sudden, Claudius is walking by and he sees him again, maybe once or twice, or just sees him in that same area, remembering that this one little soldier who is inconsequential to the vast amounts of people he saw somehow sticks in his mind. And then he sees him holding hands with a pregnant chick, knowing full well that he's a soldier and all that, and then he's going to get a little suspicious. Walking in, yo, Valentine, what's going on, my dude? Hey, what's going on, Claudio, my emperor? How you doing, brother? Yeah, shit, good, cool. Hey, so you see that guy? You see that chick get pregnant? How'd that happen? Oh, it's just weird, dude. That shit is weird. I have no clue, dude. We all been out here, just kind of, fighting the Huns or whatever the Roman enemy is for ourselves. Just trying to have a good time, talk about golden eagles and Colosseum stuff and stuff. It's like, yes, he didn't set nothing up. But my emperor, you told me to not do that. And the emperor's like, yeah, all right, you did. Maybe you're right. You got my stuff. And the other guy's like, yeah, because if you go to one of those religious dudes, odds are, he's got some hookups for you, too. There's all about the patronage system. There's all about you help Claudius become Claudius the Emperor. Claudius the Emperor helps you become Valentine to Saint Valentine. And then in the end, because you did something that was probably scientifically proven to support your theory, the Emperor still didn't like it. And if you're for being honest, he says one thing, and a guy in that kind of position of power probably gets judged so much that he needs to, make sure that his will is enforced, so there's not a lot of room for compromise there. I would get that, I do, but it's still kind of stupid. I'm not sure how you can do all that, too. It's like, hey, you can't have none. Well, then what the hell are we fighting for? Rome. Rome ain't gonna be around much longer if you don't let us love on some women so we can get some spawns to go out and defend for the future generation. Kind of be like, oh, shit. He's got a point. Shit. And then as he was pondering, he probably got, stabbed by Brutus Jr. or some shit. Just like, we just want to love some ladies, for fuck's sake. And then here we are. It's like, we're Romans, dude. We're, half gay. It's like, bias. Do we like chicks and we like dudes? True. But I'm kind of getting tired of dudes because that's all we see. Dudes this, kill dudes, fight alongside dudes, fight for the dude next to you, fight for that. Dudes cooking, dudes cleaning, dudes killing, dudes doing other things. I'm just trying to add a little bit of women to the sausage fest here, sir. I just need something a little bit better to fight off. That, and we're all in real good shape. And ain't none of us got really any perky boobs or nothing to latch on to. So, the women do. And you got weird when that dude dressed up like that to try to represent. So what do you want us to do? Hey, can't do this. Can't love on a woman. Can't love on a dude. Can't love on a dude looking like a woman. Can't love on a woman looking like a dude. Can't marry. Can't do any of this shit. What the hell are we fighting for you for? I thought we were all supposed to be about, freedom and shit. No, dude, that's the Americans. We're a couple of generations, centuries and shit before. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Who are the Americans? Man, I don't fucking know. I just know how to sell that to you. All right, Jesus. All right. And then so they go on out there, and then all of a sudden he catches them again, and then just be like, hey, Valentine, I told you not to do this. All right, you went from Valentine to Saint Valentine.
and you lied right to my face. I'm going to take your goddamn head for that. Oh, that's fine, but can I finish getting some head before you take my head? Well, he's just like, yeah. Claudia's sitting going like, kill him now. He probably would have just arrested him. But you make a pun like that because the opportunity arises. And if that's how your end story ended, can you really be not satisfied with that? I'd be pretty cool. How'd he die? He made a pun to the emperor about marrying people lying and rhyming with the name Valentine, and then the emperor just took his head. Because he made a joke about getting head while getting his head taken off. Oh, man, that Valentine dude, that is a witty-ass mother heifer, tell you what. Hell yeah. Now let's go march north to that one island, which is going to rule the world and before America does. And that's that one group over there. Who's these American people? I don't know. Right? Like, you ever wonder that ocean that's like way off to the west? You know, you ever know if there's something past there? Nah, dude, my friend Ernie went out there one time. Ernie just said it's flat drop off at the edge. Because we know we live on a flat planet. Yeah, I know we do. Hey, did you hear that weird new recruit we got? Talking about the planet being a circle and shit. What a weirdo, right? Yeah! I gave him a swirly and stuff. And because it's, old school medieval days, that fucker got an infection too. Oh, dumbass. The Earth is a globe. The Earth is a globe, and how are we standing on it? Why are we sliding down the slippery sides? Dumbass. If the Roman army was as strong and stuff as history books like to say, it is without a doubt that they did that kind of thing. That's just facts. Okay? What are you going to tell me? Just like, no, man, that's not what they did. Yeah? No. What is the greatest fighting force right now known to man? That is the United States Marine Corps. I mean, pretty much anybody who volunteers in the military, huge respect. We can all get that kind of stuff now, and there's always people that got to be out there fighting for the freedom while this is going on, and you hope that they get some kind of nice card from their wife or something, and they can, just know that they're fighting for a purpose and it's not aimless being out there. And that's respect. Thank you for the service for the vets that listen, and y'all know that's just how it's got to go. But when the Marines are out there whooping ass, what are the kind of things they talking about? Yeah, this kind of shit right here. Chocolate fountains and Valentine.